and we don't have a way of building on the future if we don't know and understand and appreciate the past.
Now, you are a leader of an institution, a very important institution in our history, named after Medgar Evers. And since this is a historical part of our lives, how is history being taught at Medgar Evers?
Well, it's being taught in 2 or 3 different ways. Formally, it is being taught in the classroom as the faculty engage students in a study of the world, of the United States, of the diaspora, and that's the formal sense.
Right.
Informally, it's being taught as we engage our students in the traditions of the college, the history of the college, by the way we respond and reflect upon the life of Medgar Evers, as we reflect on the founders of Medgar Evers College. And then the other way is the normal discourse that people have on a day-to-day basis as they remember the past with one another, as they reflect on the future with one another. So that's what I would say that how we really handle history at Medgar Evers College, or any college or university for that matter.
How strong is Africana studies at Medgar Evers?
I would not say that we have Africana studies at Medgar Evers. I would say that we have a traditional study of history at Medgar, and we have some people who have an Africana orientation who teach at Medgar. But for me to say that we have what one might describe as a traditional Africana cultural orientation to the study of history, I'm not sure that we're there yet.
Oh, okay. Now, you know, some of us were colonized and some of our ancestors were enslaved. We went through different types of indoctrination to forget our way of connecting with our maker or our creator. When you look at the people outside here today and you see them moving back to the traditional religious setting, how do you feel about that?
Well, feelings are reflected in behavior, and I'm here. And so that's one expression of how I feel. It's the fact that I'm here. If you ask me how I feel about what I'm seeing, I don't have a good or bad or indifferent. I see it as something that is organic to our being. I see it as an expression of life. I see it as a reflection of our people's effort to remember, or maybe not so much to remember as a reflection of our effort not to forget.
Okay. Now, the libation pouring that we're going to, I don't know whether they've done it already or they're about to do it because I came here a little late. The libation pouring, which is an African-centered prayer, how can we bring that up to all our people to understand?
Well, we're doing it now. I mean, again, I came a little late myself, so I don't know whether they've done it yet or not. But when I've participated in the past, it gives me the opportunity to call out the name of Betty Pollard, my mother. It gives me an opportunity to call out the name of my late brother Larry, my late brother Reuben. It gives me an opportunity to call out the names of men and women who were personally supportive of me. It gives me an opportunity to call out a name that someone may come up to ask me, who was Larry Pollard? it then gives me an opportunity to say that he's the guy that I shared a room with for 19 years in a housing project in Raleigh, North Carolina. Or they ask me, who is Will Scott? And it gives me the opportunity to say, this is a man who taught me how to become a teacher and what was important to becoming a teacher. So this libation activity, we may not do it enough, but it does give us an opportunity to celebrate and to remember.
Can I call you Doc?
You can call me anything you want except late for dinner.
All right. You know, Doc, the thing that I'm looking here, I'm looking at symbols of modern Africa that is also ancient. I'm looking at symbols of ancient Kemetic, Kushite, and Nubian traditions. And I'm seeing that these people, or the organizers of this event, some of them belong to certain orders that are trying to revive our ancient traditions. Now, there's a writing. The Ethiopians already have their writing. They've not, they still, maintain their writing. But the ancient Kemetic writing is almost dead, and they're bringing it back. Is it possible for educators like you to bring it back into the classroom?
Well, educators like me have to be educated. And for me to bring back something of which I know little is going to be very difficult. So it is imperative that people such as yourselves who have the expertise, assuming you have the expertise, to begin a process of educating. What we do in the classroom, what we do in our colleges and universities is a function of commitment and time. And certainly we can begin that process by calling attention to what we do have by way of our religion. I talked with a young woman a few minutes ago about my personal religious journey, which includes now having read the Christian Bible from Genesis to Revelation for the 4th time. I'm doing it for the 4th time. And there are words in it that I recognize from our conversation that you and I are having now. Cushites, and Hittites, and Ethiopian. Those words are in the Old Testament, and they work their way through the Bible. So those of us who have this kind of understanding, we begin to ask questions. And I met someone recently who represents an organization in Brooklyn, and it's called Cush. I think it's called Cush. And I'm blocking on what the words mean, but they purposely chose Cush as the name of the organization. So, colleges and universities have traditional roles, they have non-traditional roles, and it takes recognizing the diversity and us looking at ways in which we can infuse the old way with the new ways, but it's never going to be easy.
Can I invite myself one day to your college so that we can sit down and have a longer conversation?
You just did.
No, what I want to come to your institution.
You just did.
Oh, okay.
You just did.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Prayers to the four corners. Facing the sun or the east with the sounds of the drums, horns, flutes, and rattles. Facing the water with the sound of the drums, horns, flutes, and rattles. Facing the north with the sounds of the drums, horns, flutes, and rattles. Then came little water from the sky deities. An interview with Hero Hall of the House of Khepra. Let us watch.
We're having a joyous day today. We're out here every year, the second Saturday in June. I've been coming out for several years now, and it's a joyous occasion. very cultural, highly spiritual. I want to give blessings to the Most High for affording me the opportunity to be out here paying tribute to the ancestors today. And I thank you, gentlemen, for the interview. May the Most High be with you. Dua, 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 Kempra.
Great, great, great. So, my brother, I see you have a lot of symbols here. And Africa is built on symbols.
Yes.
The whole world envies Africa because of these symbols. Tell me something about both your staff and the Nkwa.
The staff was made for me by a master wood carver, and this staff represents peace, love, and harmony. The head of the staff represents the guardian Set. I am Haru which Set is the dark side of life, and Haru being the light. Therefore, one cannot coexist without the other. You never get rid of the dark side. You just have to grow and evolve into having the dark side become subservient to the higher. So therefore, evolving is the key. Evolving is the key to spiritual success. And this is to be the aim for all of us to acquire spiritual success.
You know, I'm particularly interested in the Nkwa, the Ankh that you have there. Europeans have actually changed the name to Ankh, and most people know that, recognize it by that name. But it's an Akan name called Nkwa, that means life. Now, when you hold this or when you wear this, what message are you sending? What are you teaching us?
The significance of the Ankh to me is not only life, it represents eternal life. As you notice, the circular top part of the Ankh represents the womb.
Okay.
The longer part of the Ankh from the bottom going up into the room represents the phallus.
Okay.
And from left to right is the offspring.
My goodness.
So this is eternal life.
That's eternal life. Now, do you have a temple that you administer or?
Well, I'm from the House of Kempra. I was initiated through the House of Kempra. Grand Master Cam is my spiritual advisor. He's also here. Matter of fact, he's the gentleman that did the libation, and that also did the ancestral welcome to the four corners.
Right.
So spirituality for us is a way of life.
A way of life.
It is a way of life. And I've been on the path for several years, and I will continue on the path. And I will try to bring as many as I can to the path. You see, one can only bring one to the door,
Right.
and that one has to go through it himself.
Right.
So this is the way.
You already indicated the significance of this day. How do we get majority of our people to understand this particular occasion and to draw them over here on days like this?
One way to get people to understand the significance of this day is with the overstanding that the bottom of the ocean is the biggest burial ground of our ancestors.